All right, it's 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the committee of a whole to order, please. The Pledge of Allegiance.
Face that way. There we go. Hand over the heart. Let's go.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job. I didn't. Because I couldn't find mine. All right. Cheryl, do you want to call Parks and Rec to order, or do you want me to do it? Let me, okay. I'd like to call Parks and Recreation to order. We already did the pledge. Okay, Scott. Is Scott not attending tonight?
No, he'll be here. He had a sporting event.
Okay. Terry? Here. Sherry? Here. Marilyn? Here. David?
Here.
Cheryl?
We're not part of the Parks and Rec.
That's for the whole meeting, the meeting of the whole, the attendance for the meeting of the whole.
Okay, I'm here.
Cheryl, do you have anything for Parks and Rec? Where she's or whatever.
All right, a couple days ago, I went to the park, and I was looking around, and I think that maybe that we should get a grant maybe to get rid of the rocks, because a lot of our equipment is being scratched by rocks, and kids put them on the things and they just throw them down there.
Like in the parking lot?
No, on the, you know.
Gravel under the playground?
Playground.
Oh, the playground, okay.
The playground, you know, they're being scratched and stuff, and they're leaving rocks inside there and just becoming a mess.
Well, not only that, rocks are unsafe, like for kids falling and stuff.
Yeah,
We should have rubber or something like that in there.
yes, that would be a lot better is to get rid of the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And, let's see,
Rubber lasts longer.
they did a survey on Facebook, and a lot of people, and I even asked people of the community what they thought that they would like to see in the parks. And one was a dog park, but that only got like 3%, and new basketball court and a storage shed, grills for grilling, and in the back, they need to maybe have a batting cage. A batting cage would be nice. And maybe some equipment for disabled children. I think that that would be something good, you know? And I think when I was walking around, they need better drainage in there. A lot of, like, the drainage on the side that goes out that way, a lot of that drainage has clumps in it and mud, you know, and if it, you know, that draws mosquitoes, you know, especially in the summer. And I think that if that was cleaned out, that they would be a lot better off. The one thing that people on the Facebook that they wanted was lights for 25, you know, they did a survey. 25% of the people said we need new lights. 3% said a shed. 40% said they need a bathroom in the back, a batting cage, 23%, and a dog park, 3%. And they need more trash cans and grilling, you know, so that and maybe, you know, more garbage containers. And I think some of the picnic tables, there's the one that's right by, one of the, equipment, that the seat is like jagged on both ends, and I think that somebody could get hurt jagged, you know, like that. I mean, that's my opinion.
We'll get those
So,
taken care of.
I was gonna talk about this during the president's report, but I can go ahead and talk about it now. So, there is a grant actively being worked on. Again, to your point, there was, a survey, posted on Facebook to have people within the community, share, we put some ideas and ask for people to, you know, check box, what, you know, they thought that would help the, community. And the grant is for $42,000. 25% of that the village has to pay for, but we could pay for it by our hourly employees working, or, you know, people donating their time. So that would all be part of the grant, that would all go in together. Lots of different things have to happen, to your point, before we can get this grant and apply for it. So we're in the first phase. The first phase was putting something out there so that the community can have an opportunity to vote or share their interest, or talk about what they would be interested in. The next phase is that we need to submit the purpose and justification. We also have to be able to show that we're going to be able to maintain it. So if we put new swing sets in there, how are we maintaining them? How are we using them? Who's maintaining them? So there's a whole list of things that we need to still provide. The grant goes, is it May? Is it
June.
June
2nd.
June 2nd is the deadline, but we're working on it, and we're working on some things. So if you see those things posted on Facebook, please, you know, be part of that survey so that we can work towards getting some of those things. Bathrooms, so we talked a little bit about bathrooms. There's some bathrooms that I'm looking into that are a little bit different than ones that have a septic, but they're not like a porta potty type thing. So I'm looking into that. I have a call into this company for them to give us a quote. They're like a modular home almost, or prefab, but then they bring them out and then they, you know, assemble them and those type of things. So there is some activity going on around that and working towards getting some upgrades in the park. So yes, agree with you, and those things are being worked on.
I'll just add that whenever they do put these polls or post on Facebook, that they are for the pretty much the numbers and statistics. They're not an open door to complain. So I don't know why I even have to say that, but I guess that's something that happens too.
But in all, we have a nice park, we just need some updates and some changes.
Now, I'll get the guys, we'll get the tables situated and get the wood changed on that. That's easy.
I think we should scrap them all and just build new ones.
Yeah,
The amount of lumber it takes,
we'll look into them.
buy new lumber and just spend the day building new picnic tables and paint them.
And strategically, put those around.
Sam and I moved those for the fun in the sun. They were falling apart then.
If you want to, we already opened the door.
All right, so we're good. Anything else for Parks and Rec?
Can I bring up a safety issue? I don't know if it's now or later, but I do know that parcel behind the park is for sale, and there's been some interest in buying it for hunting. And I was thinking maybe we should probably consider, is that a good idea, or do we wanna legislate something to keep that from?
I talked to Charles about it. He said there's already something in place about hunting in the village, but he said if we want to get any more specific, it would start affecting people that actually have stuff that isn't in the park. So, I mean, then if you say you're on the other side of town and you have your own property, and it would start getting into that realm. So now we have something in place, so we're
Okay,
good.
I know it's 1,500 feet of a structure,
Yeah, we're,
so.
You don't want to.
And it's got to be so much acreage too, right? No?
Do we want to move on to the Girl Scout troop?
yes.
Okay, the Windham Girl Scout troop, you guys are up.
Are you gonna adjourn the Parks and Rec?
Yeah, let's make a motion to adjourn Parks and Rec at 6:10.
Okay. Second.
Thank you. Kurt. No, it is fine. I'm just.
Hello. Hey, can you open that ball room for Mike?
Hello, I'm Tiffany, and
Scarlett, Stephen, Trinity, Daisy, Aubrey, Zariah.
and we are Troop 919. And we are working on our Take Action badge, which means that we had to find a problem in the community. The girls decided they found one. And they're gonna tell you about it. Right now they're handing out the pamphlets we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Go ahead and start, sweetheart.
Hello, we are Girl Scout Troop 919 and we are working on earning our Take Action badge. To earn this badge, we had to identify a problem in our community and find a way to solve that problem. The problem we chose that was our park does not our park does not have. The problem we chose was that our park does not have any play equipment for kids with disabilities, which means it's not inclusive for all kids. We wanted to solve this problem because we all love playing at our park, and we feel that all kids should be able to enjoy the park like we do, and feel included and be able to have fun.
We feel being inclusive is important because we want all kids to be able to enjoy the park, feel seen, appreciated, and included, because no kid should feel like they are left out or have to see kids play not be able to.
To solve this problem, we want to put an ADA compliant swing in at the park, which will allow kids with disabilities to play at the park and have fun and show our community that we care about being inclusive for all kids. We will work hard to raise as much money as we can to buy the swing for the park. So we Troop 919 are asking you, the village of Windham Council, to join us in taking action to make our community better.
Very good, girls.
So what we need to do is 2 different ADA compliant swings that we found. One is just a single swing. The other one is a swing that also has a wheelchair, and both of these come with the metal post to the park too. We plan on doing a fundraiser to help pay for this swing. And we just wanted to see if the village council would approve us in trying to earn money to help buy the swing for the park. Everyone say thank you. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. I'm good, just to talk about it for a second, I'm good with it. I have a grandchild that was a premature baby and she has a slight disability, so anything you guys wanna do, I'll help you out. I spend money like I'm gonna get it back tomorrow, so it's fine. So, if it's for the kids, I'll spend the money, so I'm good with it, so you guys can discuss what you guys
Yeah,
want.
I like that idea.
I'm okay
We
with
have
it.
to take it to a vote.
me too.
We can't
Make
just.
a motion to approve
Do we
or
wanna
vote.
wait
We
until
gotta
they
wait
have
till
it
the-
to accept the donation from them? Like, once they get the money, then we can just
Yeah,
accept
they
the
just-
donation.
For on the Girl Scout level, they need permission at least to start even
Yes.
fundraising.
We support you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You're good to go.
So start fundraising and let us know.
Yes.
All right.
Just, keep an update, if you wanna reach out to anyone, Cheryl mainly, just let her keep an update on what you guys need, we'll post whatever you gotta get.
Yeah.
But honestly, just let me know, I'll make sure they get the money for it, so it'll be fine.
Thank you.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve the February 11th, 2025 Committee of the Whole meeting notes.
We don't have any.
About that.
Next meeting.
She,
I know.
yeah, she just learned, she did it, she thought the meetings from our actual last meeting were the ones we used, so she has it for next month, so we're gonna go month to
Yeah,
month.
we'll do
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
committee of the whole meeting minutes prior to these and this one as one.
Yeah, now we're good. Good job.
Good job. All right, do we have any old business to discuss?
Are you his niece?
Cousin.
Oh, his cousin.
Maybe I just missed it, so we're not doing the expenditures or anything?
I
That's before-
sent you a new one.
Yeah,
Don't
my
have it,
email,
no.
right?
Yeah, in your email, it's this one.
That's what I'm looking at.
No, after that one.
What am I missing?
That
Oh, I
goes
have the wrong
for
one.
the council meeting, not committee of the whole.
Right,
Prior to this morning, I did not know that they were separate meetings.
I got you.
So that
Okay,
answers
I'm
all
on
the
board.
questions you had for
She
me.
sent us an email.
I'm on board now, I was looking at the wrong one.
She sent us one. All right.
Yep.
Do we have any old business to discuss? All right. All right, council president report, I talked a little bit about, the grant. And so a couple of other things that I have. So, tomorrow is regional planning meeting, that's the organization that helps us write and support our grants, so I'll be attending that meeting tomorrow, hoping to find out about some additional grants or more money available. I am going to postpone the Women Gone Wild event, due to some lack of time on getting things together in my regular job. So been really swamped there, so I'll be postponing that for a couple of months.
Sherry, what time's the regional meeting?
4:30.
4:30?
It's at UH. The other thing is, similar to last year, Mac and I attended a Portage County, General Health District, an event. They have a dinner, but they have, the health department is there, several other members of the community are there, and they have demonstrations and they have handouts, and that was where I had talked to somebody about if you had a certain income level and you needed a new septic, that they, in some situations, they would pay for the full septic. Depending on how much you made annually, they would pay for half or a portion of it. So a lot of good information there. That's March 19th. I'll be attending that meeting and hopefully come back with some additional information and maybe some opportunities for those type of things again. And then I know that Garrettsville is having the annual garage sales May 16th and May 8th through May 18th. So I thought that that would be a good opportunity for us to piggyback on them as well and have that in our community too.
When is it?
It's May 16th through the 18th.
Is that the flea market you said? Or the?
Garage.
It's
Garage
The
sale.
Garrettsville garage sales.
Community sale.
I did talk to, I was gonna tell it later, but
Stephanie.
I couldn't get her name out. And she put May 16th for the cleanup day
Okay.
for the Windham.
which is fine. I mean, that's during the day, but if we wanna have the community sales, that's
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so.
Okay.
I mean, if everybody agrees with that, then I can start making some flyers and we can get some stuff out there, okay?
16th is the cleanup day.
Yeah,
Well, so far it's that day, she'll get back with me
Okay.
on some of
Yeah,
the stuff she's
16th.
gotta run.
Will be the
Right.
cleanup day and also the garage sale. So we'll try and get a garage sale thing going the same day.
Yeah.
The cleanup thing is for the school.
The
Yeah.
kids.
the other thing that I have is, I started working on putting some flyers together for wanted volunteers for people in the community, start attending the Fun in the Sun planning meetings, we have had low participation, and we really need to get moving on it. So we have, some things completed, but we still have a long way to go. I will send out emails to people whose email address that I have already to, so my plan is to have another meeting on the 25th of March at 5 p.m. and then kind of just regroup again, kind of see where we're at, see where we're at on all the actions that people have, and see what we need to do moving forward. And I needed I can't remember what I wanted Angie for, but I will yes, contact for something, and I don't have the flyer with me, but I need it.
Do you have the rules for the ribbon cutoff?
Do you have an update?
No, I was asking if you have the rules.
Oh, the rules. I can send that to her tomorrow. I have it in an email, but I don't have them with me. But did you have an opportunity to reach out to the, person over in Garretts, was it Garrettsville that you were talking about?
No, not yet.
Okay,
That'll
but
take-
you wanted the rules first?
I want the
Okay,
rules, yeah.
I'll email them to her tomorrow. All right, so as far as that goes, I believe that is all that I have for the president's report. All right.
What about the Easter?
That's, yes. He does that.
Anything on the Easter egg hunt?
Chief,
Yeah, we were gonna do it the Sunday before Easter. I
Okay.
have Addie reaching out to the church to make sure we're not interfering with anything they're doing. But, once we finalize that, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the date.
Okay.
So I will
Hopefully
let
it's
you.
not-
And you plan to have it here in the park?
In the park.
Okay. All right.
that'll be the 13th of April.
Yep, and we are accepting any donations again for that.
All right, police and dispatch.
Well, you're on the wrong one.
Mayor's communication.
Yeah.
It's been a long day, I guess.
I was confused too.
It's okay.
I was letting her go. I'm like,
I don't have any of that today.
It's all Deanne's fault.
Blame the good girl.
All right, to piggyback off Sherry, Fun in the Sun is approaching. We are less than, 4 months away, and we have 0, as far as I know.
So we do have some things, and I can just,
don't see it.
well,
We need
I
to
know you
get
weren't
the
at the last
fire-
meeting, that's why you didn't know.
No,
I can email it to
nobody
you.
told me.
So we have, the fireworks are complete, we have some craft vendors, we have a food truck, which is the Lions Club. Angela DeSalvo's working on the design of the t-shirts, and in case everybody's not aware, we thought that it might be a good idea to go with an annual theme, so we talked about doing a military theme, kind of like we're a military town and the arsenal's right there. So, we do have that, being designed. Terry, I just don't know if you had an opportunity for the 50-year class reunion, we talked about that, if you have any update on that.
No, yeah, she hasn't talked to the girl that does it.
Okay, and then Brian Stanley will host the poker tournament that he has done annually, and David, I'm not sure if we had an opportunity to find out about the fire truck water battle that we talked about last meeting.
I just texted Nick because he had 2 things he was supposed to get back to me, he still hasn't.
I will reach out, I was planning on reaching out to the Historical Society for a Veterans Day display, and then Alan Finn, who has been working on the car show, and it's gonna be military-based type vehicles, so that's what we have done.
So you guys want me to reach out to Colonel Robinson and see if they can get people from inside the arsenal?
I think he is already.
All
I
right,
think
good,
Alan's
good.
working with him. I don't
All
think
right,
we need to
good.
do that, no.
Then, and the car show, I do know he's Big Mo now. They wanna help do car shows and stuff too, so we can do a separate one, or we
Okay.
can have
Let's
them
do a separate-
involved in
yeah,
them,
yeah.
so.
Okay.
Either or, I think that would be good for the community, cause they at, Gas and Mini Mart, they wanna try and do something because they're under new.
You're saying Young Mo?
Yes.
Okay.
Not the, yeah, but he's the Big Mo.
I know.
He's the tall one.
Yeah.
The other one's called Momo.
Yeah, okay, gotcha, okay.
And the fireworks are paid for, right? Or
Well, my understanding was
they're
from
not paid for
Nicole.
then, no.
Okay, then-
We gotta get back on.
Okay,
That's 5,500 also. I do have the contact information, I'll send that to Deanne. Alright, now the next thing is the cleaning up. We don't have to go far, we look right outside, that needs to get straightened up. That fence needs fixed, whatever we gotta do, you three work together, get that man to get that stuff situated, that has to get fixed.
I have a
We're
question.
not gonna branch out and get anybody else in this town to do stuff. I don't wanna get any more emails about why this looks like this, why this looks like that. And 3 of the 15 issues I have involve people that work here or the building that works here. So we need to get on that, like not tomorrow, like yesterday, so we can get that situated, cause that's been like that for literally a year. Yes, sir.
The money we raised for that project, was that money given directly to him?
Yes.
With no oversight? So he took that money and he could have spent it and done whatever he wanted with it, but we had a fundraiser and no oversight.
Legally,
Correct.
legally, he's still on the hook for it, but yeah, he definitely could spend it, but.
How do you oversee it?
I'm sure that, I've never ran a fundraiser, but I know, like, how do you just have a fundraiser on hopes and promises and just give the money?
So there has to be some type of MOU, as we discussed, and somebody has to be in charge, but they would have never handed the money to him. They would have overseen the entire project as
Right.
a fundraiser, but it's however that was set up. That's how it should go moving forward.
So
Somebody
whatever
would do that.
the funds were, I believe it was in the $700-800 area.
It was 800.
800. So he has to, whenever you guys speak to him, he has to be aware that he is definitely responsible for that. And there is no other alternative for whatever. It definitely got mishandled, but that's not the issue. The issue is that needs cleaned up. That just looks terrible.
I'm just trying to get on board here. So you want him to cut those trees down, I assume?
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get that taken care of.
Okay. And you don't want outside help? What does that mean?
No, I didn't say that.
I'm just trying to make sure I caught it all. Like,
I think for fundraising and providing monies, I believe that's how I took what
Yeah,
Mayor said.
they did a fundraiser for him,
Yeah.
that's, the money is
Wasn't
already
Felicia?
done. We can't physically go in and cut those down, but if he got an outside source to do that and he used that money to pay those people or do whatever, he's able to do that. So I said they need to
okay, so
communicate.
what you meant was the village can't do it.
Right.
Yes, they
Right.
need to communicate to
Now-
him that he can do that stuff, but we're not responsible for that. On our end, that fence needs fixed, that needs fixed for sure,
Yeah.
that, it looks disgusting, so we'll get that taken care of. Secondly, the move, I know we've been moving around out here, it's not been the greatest, but it's been going. I've put a lot of time in, and I know a lot of other people did. We still got the garage to take care of, get that all moved out in the end. The police station, you guys got, what you're about 80-90%? So
Yeah, we're getting there.
get all that
I'll
done.
get that stuff out of the garage probably by next Tuesday.
Alright.
Sunday at work, I'll get it.
And while I'm at it, we have to get legislation for that impound lot. Cause it just got spoken about, so we have to get that moving before the next meeting. other than that, said the weather's starting to change, the guys are out and about doing what they're supposed to do, so, I mean, it's just business as usual so far.
You guys gonna do any cold patches here?
Yeah,
So, I
Robbie
brought that
did
up.
do a couple patches yesterday, a couple small ones that he could do, but when the weather breaks, yeah, they're gonna get some of that stuff done.
I told Robbie that if he needed any help with the big branches and that, I'd be more than willing to help. I told him that. Some of those are just too big for one person to load. You know, and I told him if he needs any help.
You mean like
Well,
moving them?
No, the guys.
Picking them up and moving them.
Can you do that while on disability?
I'm not on disability
Or is
now.
like?
Alright, so
I'm
next,
just making sure, I don't want you to get in trouble.
No,
the
I'm
next
not on
thing is,
disability.
alright, we're done. We're, that's the other thing, is springtime's coming up. The weather is changing. I do know, I have a neighbor, I don't care if they see this, it is what it is. Their yard is not the greatest. It looks bad. I do know I want it cleaned up, but at the same time, you have to be reasonable. Like, it's wet out there, people mess up their yards trying to get stuff out. Soon as it breaks though, people have to understand that if we have to come in and do it, you are going to get assessed on your taxes for us doing it. So, I don't know why people think that we're coming in and doing stuff and then they're just gonna get off scot-free, then complain about it 6 months later and start cussing out Marie and my zoning people and street people. That's not gonna happen. People gotta realize that you have to upkeep your yard. I'm not saying it has to look like Mayberry or where everything is perfectly fine, but there are some pretty bad yards and your neighbors shouldn't have to look at that every single day. And then trying to tuck it away in the backyard is not making it any better. We just had a cleanup on a very disgusting yard and it's just sad because kids live there, people in the community ride by and see it, that it just shouldn't happen. And there are some hoops we have to go through sometimes to get through, and that's what takes so long, but they have to understand they are gonna pay for it, whether it's them or the owner of the home. So that, I just need people to realize that.
So on the cleanup, was that recently?
Yeah.
Okay, are we gonna do bids like we talked about to see who we're gonna use and if there's gonna be more than one option?
Talking about the grass.
For the grass and cleanup, we talked about, I think, December or November, and then brought it up again in January.
I mean, we can, but
It's just getting 3
at
quotes
this-
as long as it's under $75,000. We don't have to do a full bid process.
Well, I think we should just get quotes or something, because for
I mean,
however
that's
many years we used
Essentially,
one
just the
person.
places.
And I think we should shop around and make sure we're getting our value for our money, and that we allow others in the community or outside the community to have the opportunity to put a price in.
one thing I will say is that I do know we're getting a value only because there are certain projects that person we have now does extra for us and they don't charge us for it. Someone else could come in and every little thing that they do, they're gonna charge us for it. Their initial price might be lower, but as soon as they like, well, I'm gonna weed whip this or weed whip that, bam, I'm charging you extra for this, and then the price ends up being higher. So we can bid it out, like I said, but until then, we are gonna carry on with who we have until that process is over.
Well, I'd like to bid it out, cause I know last year we spent, I think, $14,000 just on grass mowing.
Yeah.
And some of the sheets I looked at them, I was questioning, like, is that fair? So, and Ryan and I talked about it, I thought some of the things were a little high, so I would like to, I'm one council member, but I would like to
I mean, you
see
have the right.
us
Now, isn't that most of that,
take bids.
that cost is set to the owners that were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It don't cost us anything.
It did before when Katrina didn't turn them into the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
But I think we have a duty to our residents to make sure we're getting them a fair rate.
But at this.
Well, if you get it too low, you become a grass cutting system.
Yeah.
You've gotta have it fairly high
Oh, I
to say, boy, I could do better on my own, or we're gonna get,
So just let it grow and the
Right.
village will have to.
And that's
Right,
the
village
main thing is just cut your grass. Like, there's plenty other kids that'll volunteer. There's kids that are volunteer. I've known at least 3 for sure. 2 that live behind me and 1, I'm not sure where he lives. He's walking around with a mower, like he'll mow the grass. So that has to be a better option than let it grow.
For
And
sure.
then we get assessed later, then I wanna complain about it, like that.
Yeah, because that cost is substantial, really.
So should we do legislation for bids?
Yeah, we'll put it on there. I talked to Charles about it, so it should be ready for next month.
Alright. And then you were speaking on coal patch, I just wanna go off of like what you're thinking. Are we thinking about getting a hold of Jug Highway out here at Ravino's old property and see what they could offer us for coal patch?
We can.
Cause they're so close,
Their salt wasn't cheap.
their
Not
salt.
compared to the first batch we got.
Well, I wouldn't buy salt from them, when we can get it from the supplier for,
We couldn't get it. We had to buy some from them, but it's neither here nor there. I'm just saying.
The one project I do know we talked about, the other local we have, he was cheaper than them, so. But no, I can call, I have his number, so I'll call.
Anything else, Mayor?
The Brightspeed thing, did, the one guy, he's owed a reimbursement on the corner by me. Could you reach out to them and see what's going on with that? Thank you, sir.
can you give me his information?
Yeah, it was that one that had the paper.
I never got that
You
email.
never, you didn't?
I got it.
Didn't I gave you?
Yeah,
I got the
sent you all
guys,
this stuff.
but not those, it might have been like the one that didn't go through.
Oh. Man, why didn't you tell me you didn't get it? I thought all this time, I thought you got it.
I thought his name's Ron, right?
Alright, you good,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah, I'll
Brown?
send it to you.
guy.
Okay, yeah, I'll call him tomorrow.
Yeah, his name's Steve, the one that is, right by Marty's store.
Okay, yeah. Are they done, like with the boring? Cause I haven't seen those guys.
I think they pulled for the time being. They'll, I'm sure they have to be back.
Right.
I think they'll come back at a later date, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Cause I was gonna get a hold of them anyways, there's like a 2-foot deep hole next to, the corner, like, how do I say it, the one house, there's a little access where everybody walks through to go over to the church, between Spring Drive and Wilburn, where that little box is.
Oh, okay.
There's like a 2-foot deep by like 3-foot wide hole
Wow.
just there, just sitting there on no cones, no tape, nothing around it. And nighttime people walk through there, somebody falls and gets injured. I really don't want to see that happen to somebody. So
There's no cones or
nothing. It's just a hole. So I'll
Alright.
call them on that.
Alright, utilities?
I don't have anything for utilities, but I did call, I was just talking to Chris before the meeting to see what buildings we have that are vacant for rent or, commercial buildings in the village. I called that Quick Med that's in Ravenna to kind of talk to them about getting a med center here. So they gave my name and number to 2 people that are like the project managers. They don't know if they're looking to expand in this area, she said, but it was just the receptionist that answered. So supposedly they're gonna get back to me, so I'll let you guys know when they get back to me, if they're willing to do anything over here or not. But I told her, I'm like, there's nothing for a good, 20-mile radius at least, maybe more, 30.
Well, out of Garrettsville, one shut down.
Exactly, there's no doctors, no med centers, no nothing.
And there's a place in Garrettsville, he wants too much rent.
Well, the thing about, like, I took my daughter to this Quick Med once in Ravenna, it's right like near the center of town, like by the courthouse. And they accept Medicaid, which is a big plus. If people don't, so they'll take like virtually any insurance, like where the UH ones do not, they'll just take like private insurance, so.
All right, thank you, Marilyn. All right, finance?
I really don't have too much, well, actually, I really don't have anything, I just think that we should get the, department heads together and get their budgets out to everybody, fire, police chief, water, sewer, get Ryan in for the streets, and just go over and make sure everybody understands what's there, what's allocated for what, and make sure everybody's on the same page.
All right. And then what's going on with the water project?
Well, that's not finance.
I understand that, but I'm talking to you, so we can go for it.
So I talked to Mitch, he sent me over the pamphlets. There's a couple of things, I enlisted Brandon's help since he is the water superintendent. And he got the information that Mitch needed, like needing for like THMs and stuff like that. He found a graph for the 2 towers to show that one's not using any water, one's using all the water. So Mitch said that was very helpful. Some other information Mitch asked, Brandon was able to get him over. The pamphlets, once Brandon showed them to Billy this morning, I guess, and they were looking them over. They're gonna get back to me tomorrow with what they think needs to change, get it over Mitch, get it adjusted, and then the 3, maybe 4, if Andrew, I don't remember if he said Andrew would be, but they said that they would be willing to go door to door to help me.
Do the survey?
Yeah, get the information out.
Okay.
So Brandon was gonna talk to Marie and just like whether they get printed, folded, and put in envelopes or whatever. So if somebody's not home, we can put an envelope in their door because we can't use the mailbox unless we mail them. But they said they'd be willing to help get that out. I think there was like 92 or 93 customers along that route that we have to reach out to, and then we'll go from there.
Them just so I know.
What's that?
What are we asking them?
If they would be interested in tapping into the village water.
Water supply, yep.
And what's the timeline? What's the timeline for this,
So there's
grant?
funding available, that closes on the 21st of March. Mitch said that he could have everything in by then if we get him that information. So I'm hoping fairly soon we can get this information out because it's the 11th, so we have 10 days.
So, I mean, within the next couple of days, we have to get
We have
the
to,
survey
yes,
results.
yes.
Okay.
So that was gonna be sent to Mitch tomorrow, the corrections, and he's very quick with responding and getting stuff back. So we're trying to move along to where we can get it done by Friday, hopefully. Cause with those guys helping, we can get it circulated quick and then hopefully get a response fairly soon. If not, there's other funding, available, just this one that he wanted to push through.
I just think the biggest thing is, why don't we, I think we probably could just go out tomorrow. All we're doing is asking the question, yay or nay. If they're saying nay, and we have everybody say nay, then we don't even need Mitch to do anything else, because we're not gonna go anywhere, because we're not gonna have any, it wouldn't be worth it wouldn't be worth it for us to do that. So, let's just try to get out there tomorrow if we can, and find out from folks whether or not they, they're interested. That way we kind of know, and we can see, and, maybe we can get with.
What's the target area?
So we're gonna start Wolf Road, go up Windham Parkman, go down Geneva, Wisteria, and Crestview, and cover that loop. Go up to 82, and I know there's a couple houses on the other side of 82. One has a cistern that we could extend out. I think there's 3 houses right there.
Do you have a form or anything, or flyer?
That's
what he's.
Yeah, I have it. We're just doing the adjustments.
If you get one, I'll help you.
Okay.
Pass them out.
And then go down 82, come down Horn Road, connect all those, and then we're also including in this project is going underneath the turnpike.
Okay.
To close the loop between Terry's house and Rob's rental.
Mhm.
So that way we can use the Horn Road Tower more efficiently.
Yeah, we're using it,
Yeah, so, cause we're like, the THMs I think is like right around 72, correct me if I'm wrong. And the EPA's limit is 80. So we're like flirting with these apps are right there, and we've known that since Tony was here and everything else. This is why we started looking at this project.
Right. Yeah.
So,
That tower doesn't get used enough.
no. And this is one thing that can help.
Yeah, let me know when you get those and need some help.
Yep.
I'll help you out.
Cool. I will,
All right. Thank you, David. All right, safety and personnel.
As spring comes around, the chief I don't know if last year was bad, but in the past it has. When the weather gets better, you get a lot of kids walking on the roads. And in the new homes, basketball hoops out on the road. I know the buses have a hard time clipping mirrors and so on with those. I don't know what the answer is there, but especially with the baby buggies in the road, you know, it's hazardous. You know, especially if we have sidewalks. There's no reason why they shouldn't have sidewalks.
Do we walk those sidewalks?
I do. Actually, I do.
And I'm not.
There's a couple that are a little rough.
Right. I agree with the people in the streets and stuff and the basketball hoops. And I think I brought it up once in the very beginning, but the basketball hoop's kind of like a personal thing for me. Just because some of them get moved so close to the road, cars go by, they hit them, you got kids playing in the road, and I understand we're a poor community, people don't have concrete driveways, but I would like to see us do away with basketball hoops on the curb. And I know it's very dangerous, like I said, they're getting blown over when they're not filled up or put sand on there, they're in the roads, they're kids playing in the road, like I
just
think.
weren't good at basketball.
You can't hoop.
Yeah, I don't hoop.
You can't hoop.
I was never good at basketball.
All this is
Renovate our
coming from
parks
somebody
then.
with zero skill is dribbling the ball.
If we
I
say
gotta
no
admit, I'm a
basketball hoops,
basketball
I
guy,
think we
but
need
it's
to
dangerous.
like fix the park.
Well, the
Especially-
problem with that is it's 80 grand, right? Isn't that what you said,
Oh, it's
Mac?
expensive, I
to
know,
do
but that's,
that?
as a
Yeah.
community, that's what they're gonna say, you take our
Oh, I
basketball
know.
hoops off the street, what are you gonna provide, right?
Oh, why do you think I only brought it up once before? Because it gets some serious feedback, but I think from a
I know.
safety standpoint,
And buses those mirrors get clipped by
Yeah.
them.
Or you can write something finding them
I didn't.
for it being knocked over, because those kids need those basketball hoops.
I know that's what everybody
All
else says.
all the kids on my street play on mine,
Yeah.
so I mean, I don't mind
But
it.
it's taken
I keep
care of.
mine back though
Right.
too, so I mean, that's one of those things, I mean, like, it's to both of you guys' point, when we start providing something for them, we can kind of phase that out, so I don't really wanna take away something,
Is there,
then they start wandering off, and that's when we need them more, so,
Yeah.
I mean,
I like playing in the road so much as a kid, I do it for a living.
Yeah.
what, is there an area like at the Renaissance?
At the
Like,
Renaissance?
Yeah.
they're, not in the building,
They took them
outside.
away.
they used to be, they took them out.
They had a really nice setup over there in the Renaissance
Was
Center
it
bought
at the
it.
end of the parking lot
Yes.
down
Yeah.
there?
Yes,
Yeah.
they had a really nice setup, and they took them
Fits
down,
in.
and I think it was because of liability,
Yeah.
so.
There's liability.
And kids destroyed it and graffiti and everything else, and,
Well, yeah.
I mean, why would you wanna upkeep something when nobody takes care of it?
Yeah, that's true, they ruin it.
Anything else for safety and personnel?
That's about it.
For service committee, I don't have anything. Area economic development,
No, I don't have anything, just I'm gonna be working with Stephanie to do that cleanup,
nothing on planning.
The store.
the store. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
The supply, the, surplus supply store is open now. I think it's 9 to 3. It's right beside where Lawson's used to be. So we do have a new little business.
By that laundromat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They already got a room with the fire department.
Did they?
They decided for heat, they were gonna use a torpedo heater in the front doorway. So the fire department caught wind of that, and went down there and shut them down right away. So,
Did they have a
yeah,
fire inspection to rent that out? Isn't
well,
that
they were
part
never
of-
notified they were opening,
Right.
so they are going to conduct a full fire inspection to alleviate any other fire hazards down there. The one photo they posted, they had extension cords with lights on them strung across the tiles, which is a big no-no in the fire code. And add into that a torpedo heater in the front door.
You can't get a business license without a fire inspection.
Well, I don't know if they have a business license.
Alright.
I'm not informed on that.
I saw it on
it's like,
Facebook.
forget I'm talking.
Yeah.
All right, planning commission, I have nothing. Police,
Think it is?
No, it's not.
oh yeah, I already talked about it, yeah.
The guy who bought out Jerry, he owns,
Okay.
he owns it.
Police,
The move, we got everything in there and we're getting everything situated. I'm working on getting some lighting coming in that front door. I had JC Electric out and I thought we had an understanding that they were gonna come out and fix it that day, so I gotta give them a call because they haven't been out back. But we also have some quotes out there for, they came out and looked at the air conditioning here and they want to rewire it so it doesn't melt. And some other things that they have out there, and I think they're waiting for us to reply on that, so I was gonna get with Ryan, cause I saw that in my email today. So, I also had them come out and look about lighting the back area where the impound lot's gonna be, how much that would cost for us to put a post up and just light that back area up for insurance purposes when we do have other people's property in there. So they haven't sent me the quote for that yet.
Solar lights are cheap.
Yeah. The impound lot, we, as the mayor said, we gotta get some, we have the legislation, we talked about it, I don't think we ever read it. We didn't do the 3 reads or something.
I thought we did.
So, or we did it and we never voted, I think is what happened.
We don't have anything,
So, I will find what we had from the, that was like a year and a half ago.
If we do it now, we can be done by July, so.
Yeah. The Easter egg hunt, like I said, is probably gonna be the weekend before Easter, that Sunday. So we just gotta clear that, cause I don't wanna step on the church's toes. If they're not gonna do theirs, then that will be the weekend we're gonna do it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. Go ahead, I knew you were gonna be.
So we had an incident the other day where Streetsboro's dispatch center, the water in the sky started falling, sprinklers had a problem, flooded it, correct?
Yes.
Knocked down their dispatch center. So there was a couple things that we kind of learned from that, at least I did. They have an iPad in there to alert the officers. The chief's the only other one I think that has it on their phone for active 911. And that is a system that the fire department uses, so when they have a call, it puts it to an app on your phone, tells you, hey, this is what's going on and where it's at. I would like to see us approve, Nick was supposed to give me the pricing, hasn't, but I would like to see us approve it to where all of our police officers have it on their phone, and the village pays the fire department like our share of it. Just so the tablet goes down, the chief's out on vacation in Cancun, nobody can, nobody's answering. Those officers are able to see where they're called, because when I was down there trying to talk to Ian, he had no idea that the fire department was over in Linden Circle for open burn complaint, until he talked to the chief who advised him of it. So I think that's something valuable we should have those guys on, and we should reimburse. So the fire department's not covering the cost for our guys. The other thing is,
What is the cost of that?
Nick was supposed to get it to me. He said he'd have it by Thursday for their board meeting, so I'll get it Thursday when I go to that. Doorbell, a local doorbell. So I say local because you have the blue box that goes to dispatch, but that doesn't work when dispatch lines are down. So when I was there the other day trying to get a hold of Ian or whoever was in the station, because all 5 cars were out, I was like, somebody's here. Can we get a doorbell installed that just rings to you guys locally, like in the building itself?
Yeah, so we have actually a Ring doorbell that we were gonna put up. Addie has it, it's free, so she just hasn't brought it in yet, cause I brought that up as well, cause we're in the back, we don't hear it.
Okay.
So,
Facebook posts. So during that whole thing, the whole reason why I went down there was because I got a call from the fire chief saying he couldn't get a hold of you, whatever the case was, and that post needed changed. Can we change it to where all Facebook posts are approved by you before they get published?
yeah, it's already been done.
Okay, because that would have caused a lot of.
So what I can tell you what transpired was, Officer Bussinger was the one who was on duty, and he had Officer Watson call him from the phone that was at the officer's desk.
Right.
And when it rang on his phone, it said Windham Utilities and gave the 326-2622 number. So he said, publish that, so if they call, you sit here and answer the phone. And the 2622 number went on the page. And I actually called it on Sunday, it was 2212, and then we called it again today, and it's back to 2622. So I called Quality IP, and it should be back to normal, because our ringer to the dispatch also was down,
Yes.
and was going to our actual phone.
So the 2211 went through to Aurora, and that's when that day.
It did.
So-
They have in place an emergency plan to move their dispatch facility to Aurora, which is their joint.
Right.
So they did do that within like 45 minutes of it happening. They were using walkie-talkies to dispatch. The lines did transfer over to Aurora. The post, when I finalized it, was that if they answered, because they were saying Aurora, because they're not used to getting, but it wound up, they were back in the building the next day. So it was, and that night, within 45 minutes, everything transitioned like it was supposed to where it was.
Right.
Now, the 911 wasn't affected because it goes through the sheriff to them.
Right.
But
That's why we have 4 PSAPs in Portage County.
yes,
So that
that's
way
why you
we have
need
a
to keep
redundant-
4 pieces.
Correct, we have a redundancy. What was
The
it?
doorbell is complete. Matt was here and he fixed it.
Okay.
And then the other one is, last time we talked about the canine. And I thought the understanding was the dog would be in there until we had everything figured out.
Mhm.
Facebook post I saw yesterday was sent to me that the dog was in KT yesterday or the day before, whatever. Where are we at?
He hasn't worked.
I don't know, I can show you the Facebook post, it was just published.
I mean, the dog's been in the building.
Okay, so how are we transporting dog, and have we figured out liabilities? Cause that's what we talked about that
Yes.
meeting, was liabilities, who's paying for it, how are we transporting it?
So we're talking to the insurance company. He hasn't driven our car in, he's been driving his car.
Okay.
As far as taking it in the school, I told him that's not to happen. So if it was in, I was unaware of it, and right now, we're not working the same days.
Right.
So I'll have to check with him and see if it was in. I do know he's had it at the station. So,
I'm just sending it over to you now, just so
Okay.
you have it.
yeah, and I'll discuss it with him.
And then I'm just going off what people are sending me, so.
So I'll have a discussion with him. We're looking into the insurance. I think Addie's talked to Deanne and about the building insurance, about the impound insurance, and about the canine.
Okay.
So, and I do have money in the fund, so.
I think there was $5,000 or something like that last time I looked. Okay, and then to go along with spring, and I think this kind of just across the board, but washing the vehicles.
I just talked to, so we went and they were gonna take them down to wash them at the car wash at, what is that? 14
Garrett's.
and 88,
In Streetsboro?
yeah, no, Ravenna,
Sheets?
yeah.
Yeah,
Close.
Cause you can get in and out of there really quick and get back here. And it was down. So they're washing them this weekend.
Okay, this might sound crazy, can we just get like a hot and cold water spigot through a frost free spigot or something installed at the police department if it's not that much,
Absolutely.
and just wash them over there?
Yep.
That's all I have for you. Thank you.
I got one thing. How often is Mike at the school?
Right now, it's been seldom. We're short. So he's probably like, he he's working Wednesday through Saturday, I'm working Sunday through Wednesday, 12 hours, so.
And then the other day I had someone say from, I wanna say, I think they said 8:30 to almost 11, there was no patrol. And I didn't know, I had no answer for them. So this was not today, it was yesterday. Yeah.
8:30 to 11.
Yeah, today's Tuesday, so it was AM, so, yeah, there was no, they said the cars didn't move, no one came out of the station, nothing. We had no activity for at least almost 3 hours, no one patrolling at all.
Mr. Mayor, can I suggest that if we talk about like scheduling purposes and stuff, we do an executive session?
No, I was just saying that we didn't have anyone patrolling, so
Okay.
that's just something that needs to be taken care of. I'm not worried about the schedule or nothing like that.
I just wanna make sure, cause I know the last time Tom said anything like that.
No,
for
I
safety
just,
purposes.
the purpose of mentioning that is we need someone out there at all times. I get people have to go back to the station, but they're that long of nobody being out, that's a little concerning, so just something to keep an eye out.
No, I was in there doing the body worn grants, or the vest grants and the camera grants and the clock stuff.
Ooh, update on the flock camera grant.
I'm trying, I have at this moment, finally got a hold of somebody that's responsible for it, because it's supposed to be recurring, and that individual is gonna get back with me, because they were under the misunderstanding that the school was gonna pay for it,
Okay.
so.
How'd the training go today?
It went good. I mean, the time that we picked wasn't the best time, but
Yeah, I've seen not very many people. Maybe.
there was like in an hour, there was 3, but they also, there was enough of them out there that people were kind of slowing down to see what was going on, but we'll be all right.
Google has not updated our listing for the police department, still North Main Street.
I know that we sent them an email.
Yeah, I just checked right now and it's
All right.
showing 9083.
Thank you. All right, Chris, zoning?
Zoning is kind of quiet. We did the one permit for Hope on Wheels. The home in Linden Circle looks really good. And that was a team effort, and thanks to Ryan for got it done. And I noticed today there's a home on Horn Road. We had to issue a letter. And about the letters that I send, they're an ordinance letter that talks about junk and stuff in your yard. It goes on down and talk about how you're gonna be fined. Now, this is the part, I don't know how you're gonna do, how you fine them. But it does give them a warning, so it probably scares people, because that's what it says, they're gonna get fined so much a day and everything else, so the letters are being effective. So the home on Horn Road, honestly, I mean, they had a lot of stuff, but it's all tidied up and organized. But other than that, I did wanna say, you mentioned a light, for the police station. This was just something I'm familiar with. Ohio Edison, whoever your company is, they can actually come out and install a pole. I don't even think they charge it, but you just get a little extra light bill. I mean, if anyone wants another light in their yard, you can have that done. And usually the poles, I think they just install them. So, just thought.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
That's it.
All right, housing, Demel?
Couple of things. I got 2 more applications in for rental properties. So that brings us to about 16, I believe. And Saturday, I recently went to a expo / it was very informational. I'd like to thank the mayor and you guys for allowing me to further my education in this spot I got for Housing Authority. But I went to the American Society of Home Inspectors. It was really for like home inspections for houses, actual houses, but it does transfer into the rental inspections that I had. I learned a lot out there. I learned about, just a few things. I had a lot of, I got some brochures and things. It was mainly about inspections, let me see what my paper is. So, yeah, so we had, liability contracts and report writing, electrical codes for like, things I need to look for better in the house for, keep up with the electrical codes in Ohio. What not to overlook, and, the interior and exterior both. So that was a whole day, and, it was some of it was a little boring, but most of it, for the most part, I did get a lot of good education out of it. So I went down there Saturday and did that in Columbus, and yeah, like I said, I really appreciate it. I got a lot of information, got a lot of things I'm gonna change in my rental inspection, what I do too, and hopefully it'll be a lot more smoother for me here in year 2, year 3.
Can someone grab the door?
Yeah, I grab it.
That's why they couldn't get, I'm like, you guys can come.
I was wondering what they were saying back there.
Well, yeah, that's
Good.
what I did. This.
No, I'm glad you were able to do that. Like I said, anything we can do to further anything that we've got for our employees, I'll keep looking out for.
Yeah.
I think that was very informative for you, and I'm glad you were able to do it. Those things are boring, boy, I tell you, I've sat
For the
there.
most part, I got a good gist of it, but you know, some parts just.
Hey, I got up and I started doing jumping jacks at one time just to try and stay awake. But
If you pick up 2 or 3 things out of it, it's with what?
Yeah, that's what he said at the beginning too. He said if you get one thing up out of it, then it was worth the. I got an abundance. I got a whole
You know,
list
those
of
things, you
things.
get 2 or
for it,
3
so-
new ideas.
Yeah, definitely. So again, thank you.
Good.
Anything else to know?
No, that's it for me.
All right, village administrator Ryan.
I only got one thing. We're getting ready to start the bridge project right here, so it's about to get real on our side of the neighborhood. They're already loud at night, but.
Was that what I
anyways,
heard at 2:00 in the morning?
What
yeah,
was it?
Seriously.
The bridge project.
Working
It's
on
gonna be
the
like that.
turnpike
It's
bridges.
gonna be like that for a while, so. The
I couldn't
contractors,
believe they were
I spoke
doing
about it a little bit. I wanna sell them bulk water. So they got the backflow preventer that'll go on the hydrant, so, and it's a brand new one. They wanna give us a deposit for the meter, and then I'd like to get a hold of Newton Falls and see what they charge for bulk water. And I'd like to bring that revenue in, and that's gonna be a lengthy project, I mean, a few months, but it'll help get us on the track to selling bulk water in the future, and it's right here, so.
So if this project's already started, wouldn't that be a 3-read?
No, I don't think we need a 3 read. I think I can sell them water without legislation. I mean, we'll find out.
I was saying,
But
we
we
talked to
only got a
Charles.
couple.
Ask Charles.
Yeah, we only got a couple weeks, but I think I'm allowed to sell them water. I'm almost positive I am. But it's revenue, and with the backflow preventer, it's fine, and,
With the pool season, a lot of
Yeah.
water.
I like the idea, I just wanna make sure
Yeah.
legally.
well, we'll make sure.
Just
it's
check with
legit,
Charles.
but- Yeah, but it's starting in probably a month or less. It's happening soon.
So they started or haven't started? 'Cause I'm confused.
Started.
I heard
I didn't say it
noise last
started, I said
night.
it's starting pretty soon, within a month.
I thought you said you heard the noises at night.
They're doing
I
some up
did,
there, but it's
And
not
it's
that
starting
same.
to some
Okay.
degree.
I don't know
the
what they're
degree
doing
is,
right
but
now. I don't know if they're
Oh,
prepping or
you're right below
what,
it.
Oh, okay.
but he said they just went to the,
Headphones on.
they just had the meetings and everything was good, and they really wanna buy water off of us, so
Gotcha.
Is that all, Ryan?
that's all I got.
All right, council or guest, last opportunity to bring anything up.
Only thing I'd like to get, if I can,
Yeah.
real quick.
Sure.
You may wanna get, get hold of Charles, get that, legislation for our next meeting, for the impact lot and get all that.
Yeah, I talked to him.
If we already did it.
I gotta get with Addy, cause he has to send over the stuff we're gonna sell too, so we'll get all that stuff.
I started posting today.
Yeah, and we've already gotten so many emails and bids.
Did you have anything, David?
Is it my
I'll
turn
let
now?
Sam
Yes,
go.
Sam, it's your
Okay.
turn.
I don't wanna step in front of him.
You're up.
Okay, my first question is the hydrant at the end of Horn Road still looks pretty broken. And I was wondering if, anything has come of that, cause we've talked about it a lot, or I've listened a lot. And the water towers, when's the last time we did any maintenance on those?
Long ago.
It was just,
Greased them not too long ago.
yeah, it was repainted and re-greased. So they're up to date, they're up to par.
That was just, what was it, a year or two ago?
Yeah, mine was just painted about 2 years ago.
Yeah, they greased them and painted them.
Um,
I know mine was.
there was a gentleman that we used to do, that reminded me, he used to work on them for us. He went to another company, but we do gotta do something with the overflow at East Center Street. They want an air gap. And he's gonna get with me and Brandon, we're gonna go look at it, and then they're gonna give us bids on it, see what we gotta do, but that was required in the sanitary survey of our last two inspections at the water plant, so other than that, they're up to par.
So the hydrant, you told us it was ordered at the last meeting, but I did not see it on the payment listing.
Yeah, I thought he ordered it, I told him to get it, so I'm gonna have to follow up with him tomorrow and find out what's going on with it, so, I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Do we have more than one broken hydrant in this town? That's a curiosity question, I don't know.
That's the only one I'm aware
That's
of.
the only one?
I mean, because they just wouldn't replace
Bunch of them.
all the Kennedys.
The logo, any update on the logo?
Yeah, they, there's two, and I'll show them to you. The one I think is just cheap and generic, and I don't like it. But I'll let you guys see them, and you guys can pick which one you like. I kinda like the Ohio seal that says Windham Village. This one,
Oh, we were waiting on council to approve the amount of money that it was. I thought we seen it months ago and it was like $1,300 and we kinda didn't do anything with it.
I don't remember.
It was a long time
I
ago, it
thought-
was several months ago.
I thought they were designing it and then they were gonna get bids.
I thought we had a design here that Brandon, when he first started,
Addy said they were
to
doing
us.
something at the school. They
oh,
were
I
having
didn't
a
know that, I
contest.
didn't know that.
She said they were having a contest and it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
finalized
Did
yet
not
or
know.
something, so that was the
Not
last
know.
I heard of it.
Okay.
We'll revisit that, I'll ask her.
Like I told, or asked the police chief, can we get our trucks washed? The other day I stopped in and they're,
we just spoke with Rob about that.
okay, and he was still driving around with the plow on. Is there a reason?
It's all healthy.
I know, I'm just saying that's wear and tear on the truck, like if it's nice out, why are we not taking the plow off?
Cause next week we'll need it.
Yeah.
It's March.
The other dump
Yeah, and it
is
takes
still,
2 minutes to hook up.
the other dump's still in the shop. That's why he's driving the salt truck right now, but we'll get it all cleaned up. Take care of it.
So it's in the shop, how many times have you been to that shop? Cause it seems like it's constantly being in the shop,
It's
should we choose a
constantly
different
in the
shop?
We just started using them, but
Are they getting things fixed?
it's one thing after the other. This one, after we got it fixed, he was at the hardware and the air conditioner froze up. So we had to get a new compressor and all that. So it's been different things. Like first it was the front end, then it was the bearings, and then now it's the air conditioning, so it's not the same issue competitively.
Okay, And then the bed on that truck, have we got it fixed? We bought the metal in January,
Metal. Yeah, we got the metal.
so it's just
As soon as it's out
sitting
of
there.
shop.
Okay. And then on that list I gave you last September, is anything?
Yeah, there's a lot.
completed?
Robbie's got a lot, marked off. I can get an update on that.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, anyone else?
Yeah, what's the hours that the guys work?
6 to 2.
Oh, they were supposed to be 7 to 3. We talked about that last fall. October going 7 to 3.
I just can't understand what they could be doing at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, like I said,
I know.
for the water and the wastewater, they could come in at 5 and their day's not gonna change. I mean,
Yeah.
because they got the routine stuff, they gotta do labs as soon as they come in, they gotta run the plant. I like having personally, I like having someone here later, because if the office is open at 4,
Yeah.
at least for the
that's-
water. And I thought Brandon was gonna work 7 to 3, but I guess he's working 6 to 2.
That's on you, I don't.
Right, I'm just saying.
But you can
because-
see, at 6 o'clock in the morning, there's nothing going on. And like you said, the office is open, 8 to 4.
Well,
And
but,
then if-
but again, there is stuff going on.
Well, I know, they're doing their regular
Yeah,
routine
there's a lot of
stuff.
stuff, well,
but-
not a lot, but they got stuff going on, so.
But so they leave at 2, at 2:30, something happens with maybe a water line or something. That's the overtime we got. They could have been here till 4.
Water line could
fixed
break
it.
at any time.
Well, I know, but if you're there, at
We
least a little
haven't,
late.
we haven't
as long-
had any issue with overtime because of the 6 to 2.
I'm just saying
I
that
know,
if
I'm
there
just saying,
is,
well, I mean, if you wanna change their hours,
then,
I mean.
they're still on regular time if they're here till 4 o'clock. And especially in the summertime, that gives them more hours to do everything around. 6 o'clock in the morning, it's dark. They can't do anything at 6.
You get more done in the morning.
I
in
will say
summertime.
7 to 3 is the ideal schedule
Now,
for
that's
all
what-
parties involved.
That's what
Because at
we've
4
always
o'clock,
thought.
maybe not here, but at 4 o'clock, where I work, traffic gets thick.
Oh, I'm not here.
Not here.
But that's what it used to be. It would be, 7 to 3 during the.
It was 6 to 2 ever since I could ever remember. I mean,
6 and
forever,
2
it's
was,
been 6 to 2.
Like winter, wasn't it? Or
That's why I
summer?
come to work to Windham the first time, cause I had other stuff going on. I'm like, man, I work 6 to 2, I'm out of here at 2 o'clock, I'm gone,
Yeah.
That's why I came here. Hey, why, some other people came here, so.
I just think it could get more done if they were here at least till 3.
Alright, anyone else? Alrighty, 6:17, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting of the whole,
It's 7:17.
I mean 7:17, sorry.
Second.
Scott,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Sherry, yes, Marilyn,
Yes.
Cheryl, David.
Cheryl, can you I need, we're gonna talk to
Oh, council members, don't forget, projects.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Right
look
here.
at another one.